It's a social experiment.
It's fucking something, dude.
How does it feel to be on the couch?
I thought it would be a little softer, but I mean, I like it.
Well, this is like a fold-out couch. It's like a
Oh.
bed.
Bro,
And it's literally been a bed for so long that I think like the cushions are just fucked.
that's not even, it's not
Yeah,
even a
I'm
thing.
pretty sure like he puts the cushions underneath the legs.
Oh, okay. Well, episode 2, we'll get the bed out.
We're gonna change it every time, hopefully. The goal is to make sure every location's completely different. Maybe next time we'll turn the couch around so they can
It
see
would
the
be
vinyl.
cool to see all the old vinyl records that we got up there.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. He's got vinyl in there on the wall. He sells vinyl at the front. There's vinyl everywhere.
Nice,
So what are you up to?
yeah. I mean, I'm just selling phones soon, you know, trying to finish school. Try not to get attacked by a crackhead at work, you know, just trying to stay alive.
Break down what it's like being a phone salesman. What's your day-to-day like?
Well, a phone salesman at like a carrier store or where I'm at.
Where you're at? Because you're in a pretty interesting
Yeah,
environment.
because at the carrier store you get a little bit more selective customers. Like you get people who are going to pass a credit check mostly.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, maybe a down payment customer. But like where I'm at, you're in Walmart, so you got
You're literally trying to survive in a fucking.
you figure out
Walmart.
who to talk to and who to just not talk to. Because like if you see a guy with a backpack who stinks, you're like, okay, yeah, he came in because
He needs to get his minutes.
it's his minute.
I need 100 minutes this month. I got $5.
I got my carryover minutes. I just need 60 more. And oh my god, dude,
You just can't rationalize with those people.
you can't because you can try to talk to them, but it just doesn't click.
Yeah.
It's not something that they want to deal with, and they're so paranoid from whatever they're doing on their own time that
All their
it's-
sketchy shit. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
always on the move. Always on the move. Walmart customers are always on the move.
and like you can tell someone like who's not even like just a person who uses straight talk, and you can tell them like, yo, you're paying this much for this amount of lines. It's literally almost the exact same on Verizon, T-Mobile, or AT&T. I think mainly it's just because they don't have credit or they had a bad experience in the
Yeah.
past. But I mean, I don't know. You got to fill the time. You got to fill the air.
So, how many do you do like a day? How many phones? Like on a good day?
The most, event like during like Black Friday, I sold 9, but I was like 5 a.m. to 6, and I didn't even get a lunch because I was working on one phone for 6 hours. But like my best day, just regular, was 4, and I'm averaging right now 1 to 2. So I mean, it's not crazy, but it's still better than most people, just
Yeah.
because we have so many new people and having door experience. You have the backup plans, and you know when you have the opportunities not to waste them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our area, just because we have not as many people, we just don't get as much traffic. So it's like you have to, with whatever you got to try to at least stretch it as much as you can.
Do you ever miss the doors, or do you prefer working in a retail environment?
I like retail a little bit. I like retail because people are there already in a buying mood.
Yeah, they're coming in expecting.
Something. They're
Yeah.
expecting like a flyer, an advertisement, or some like promo of some sort. They're not really expecting it in Walmart as much, just because it's the biggest retail store in the world, and they're used to just being able to shop and have like no one bug them. But doors, it's a lot more of like it's your opportunity. You have to create it, and you can pick how hard you want to work at it. Because when I was doing selling security systems,
Yeah.
there was dudes who would just hide, like chill in the park for like 4 hours,
I was
3 hours.
one of those guys. I would like bomb on the doors. Like so I literally start my day. My first door, I get a slap. Fuck yeah, dude! $60 a month. Sweet. And then
Oh.
the rest of the day I'd bagel.
The
And I'd be like, I'm gonna just go be depressed at the park today.
I'm
Or
gonna
I'm
go-
gonna go to the nearest fast food place and just live there for the day.
But you were when you were knocking in like December 2018.
I got rained on. I got rained on
Or-
all night long. Literally, because okay, in Utah, it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah, true,
frosted,
you're in
right?
Utah.
So you're chilly.
Yeah.
But when we were in the south, when we were in Georgia, raining. It was like December, January. It was right around the Christmas
when you were
time,
in
dude.
some fucked hoods too.
I was in
like,
some really good. I like the hood. I met a lot of really cool people there. You know, like it's. I'm very white, so like knocking on the door, they're automatically kind of suspicious.
Wait, you're white? What?
No, they're just like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, oh, I got a Google badge, and they're like, well, everyone knows Google, and that's how I would start the convos, and then I transitioned into asking them what their life is. Like, I try to look through life through other people's eyes,
True.
but the problem with Georgia, dude, is it was just raining. And all my sales I got because people felt bad for me.
They probably wanted you out, but they're like,
Well, they
we'll
would
make it
open
worth
the
his
door
time.
and they'd be like, "This guy is soaking wet."
they're like, what the fuck?
I'm like, "Hi,
Did they
hi,
ever?
I'm
Did they
Jared."
ever ask you what you were doing out there?
Yes.
I got that in Ohio. Like they're like, what
I
the
had
fuck
some
are you
scary
doing?
interactions. We had a couple people that got jumped. I never got jumped. I did not, because there were some guys that looked like cops, right?
Oh, fuck, yeah.
So they were like, "What the fuck? You got an iPad? You're in a nice little vest. Like, who are you?"
You got a fucking shirt.
Yeah, like
fucking-
literally, you
your
got
little
a badge.
shorts.
You got a badge. Like, who are you? I never had that problem. I had this guy that stalked me for a day. It was bad. It was like a car full of guys that would
What?
stop.
Oh,
They'd be
okay.
like, "What the fuck
okay.
are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Bro, I work with Google, doorbell
Google.
cameras. Yeah, Google, bro.
Google
I'm
Earth,
good."
Google Earth. I'm
Yeah.
just taking pictures of
Any
the
excuse you
fucking
can
street.
make. But you were like a magnet for cops. They really like sending cops your way.
Dude, I was. So it's like you can see how I fucking look. Like I don't look fucking like someone who's gonna fucking kill you or like someone who's gonna
But they
snitch
thought
on
you
you.
were.
I was like the second, third, maybe fourth most called on for cops.
I had a cop
In-
calling me once, and I hid in a bush.
You hit.
Yes.
Well, I went up to them most of the time.
Yeah.
Some of them were like, "Oh, security, whatever, fuck it, you're fine."
Yeah.
Other ones were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. It's a no you need the permit." No,
Yeah,
no
I didn't have the
soliciting."
permit in Utah, so.
Well,
and I
our
text-
managers would I think they would just find areas that needed soliciting permits, not worry about it, and then just send us out there and be like, "This
Yeah.
is perfect. This is what we need." If there's no soliciting, this is for some reason they're like, "This is a magnet for soliciting," and we would never get the permits, and that would create all
Oh
the
yeah, I
issues
never got
and
a
shit.
fucking permit. I was told they're like, you gotta wake up at like 6:30, go get that permit, and I was like, I can't get up that early.
We were
We'd
out
stay
on
up
the
till,
doors till 9:30.
and then I'd be up till like midnight, 1 a.m.
Because we
every
gotta
night.
eat, fucking, you don't want to
Shower,
chill.
yeah.
and
It's a
fucking
crazy lifestyle. Like I was living off Bang
6
Energy.
days a week.
I was living off Bang Energy,
6
dude.
fucking days a week.
If it
dude.
wasn't for Bang Energy, I should get a sponsorship, dude, because that's the only thing that kept me going.
So was that, like, those dudes following you, was that the worst thing that happened to you on the doors, or?
I don't know, like, I don't know if it was the worst. Like, you just see, like, I don't even know if I'd call it the worst, because the worst would probably be the houses. Not the people, but, like, some of the houses I saw, like, you go into a house and you'd be like, can I use your toilet? And they don't have, like, a functioning toilet.
That, I never got the hoarders, but
Yeah, I got quite a few orders. Like, dude, there was one time I was with one of our bosses and knocked on the door, and he's like, this is the one. We get inside. The first step he takes in, he steps in a fucking big old pile of dog shit, and he's like, oh, I'm getting a call. I gotta leave. Dude fucking walked out the door. I walk in. This chick's like, oh, take a seat. I'm sitting on a couch covered in fucking shit, dude. Everything's this high. And she's got this dog running around, dude. It smelled so bad. And I'm trying to sell her on it. She's like, yeah, I gotta go work at Burger King in 20 minutes. And I'm like, that's cool. Just give me your credit card information, your social. Let me get this, let me get this slap. And the whole time her kid walks up. It's like a fucking infant and toddlers. And she's like, hi, sweetie, hi. And she looks at me. Right in my ear, in my mouth. I get all this shit. Fucking week and a half later, dude, I get whooping cough. That's where I got whooping cough, dude. The dog was barking and peeing and pooping everywhere. You couldn't see the TV. Dude, the TV screen was covered in trash. They had like Peppa Pig on like the top corner of the TV.
just the corner, just so you
That
could-
was my experience. But then you'd meet people that were awesome.
That's, well, yeah, that's true.
I met some of the nicest people going door to door.
Old people were either the worst or the best, honestly. There was one house, dude, I went into, and it was the opposite of a hoarder. It was completely empty. Completely empty. The baby is on the floor. Like, it wasn't a baby crib, it was just some blankets just laying on the fucking floor. And I'm just walking in, I'm like, yo, so yeah, what would you say your yearly income is? And they said nothing. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put 30,000. I'm gonna put 30,000.
Oh yeah, you're just like, okay, yeah. How does 40 sound? Okay. They're like, I don't even know if I make that much. I'm like, you do now. You do on paper.
We'll just say, just for an estimate. I just need an estimate. So we're gonna put 50,000, okay? Just for an estimate, okay? Fucking, they didn't. I'm just like, why did I even ask him? When I saw the house was empty, I should have just left.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have wasted my time. But did you ever, like, because I wasn't good at getting into the houses, but I was pretty good at slapping people on their porches.
Whenever I got in the house, I'd get really uncomfortable.
I just didn't like asking to get in, or like doing the, and then like starting to like step in and not even worrying about what they do. So I would just be like, oh, okay, okay.
All of my slaps were so different though, dude. Like the first one, I was soaking wet, I was cold. It was this nice black woman. She's like, come inside, baby, warm up. I'm warming up, and I'm like slapping them, and they're like, y'all got weed in Montana? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, we thought you had horses. And I'm like, everyone says that. But
we do.
They rolled up a blunt. We smoked a blunt. And then this guy's like, I got to go work at the shop. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I got to do some oil changes. So dude just left. He just walked on down the road, sitting there with his wife. And I was so high, I couldn't even form sentences. I called Vivint because I could not. It was my first one. I didn't know what I was doing. And I was sitting there, like, her credit card kept getting declined. And somehow I pushed it through. And then I call him, I'm like, honestly, it's my first day, I don't know what I'm doing. And I handed her the phone. And they were like, does this guy have a badge? Does he have a vest? Does he know what he's doing? And she's like, yeah, he has a badge.
She's like, I'm sorry, I just shouted yesterday.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm literally having like an anxiety attack because this weed was so strong.
True,
I could not hang. But somehow, some way, we got our fucking security system. She had no money on her card. I completely bageled it. At the end of the day, when they were like, it's your first day, how'd you do it? I was like, I don't know.
Wasn't that the one that, like, they shouldn't have gotten approved or something?
They gave her a system. And then, like, a month later, she called me. She's like, they said my credit won't work, so I can't give my mom a system. But I have my own. And I was like, beats the piss out of me. I don't know how I did it. And the second one was this dude who, he was a trucker, and he kept giving me coffee, but the coffee had rat shit in it.
Oh.
And I didn't find that out until I drank my first cup. Yeah. He was cool, though, besides the rat shit. And then my third one was this family in Utah. They were nice and clean, and, like, they had, like, baby fences. They had, like, baby corners on all the fucking, like, their house was tricked out for toddlers, very clean. And then they didn't call me, like, I left my number, and they called me after I had quit. So I had to give them a system after I was done. Yes. I walked them through the steps with...
And they probably called in, dude, and they probably spent way more.
Yeah.
Because when you call in, that shit was way more expensive, just because you're based on the fucking situation. But, like, my my first hood, they got me in there. And, like, it was like 5-Star Bloods. Like, it was their hood. It was like Geneva Street, right by the VA hospital. So
just hood.
What the... Okay, no worries.
The door just got opened by Satan. 1 second.
Time out. But yeah, so...
Satan?
Peace.
Could be.
Do it again. No, boss.
Don't tempt it. Sorry, the back room's haunted.
Oh, it is?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. It is an old building. But, Geneva Street.
Yeah, it was Geneva. So, like, all the streets were literally named after, like, World War fucking, like, II shit. Like, Geneva Street, fucking, what was the one battle? Midway Street. Like, it was all, wild. It was, like, World War II shit. But it was just a bunch of gang members. And
That sounds about right.
yeah, like
Old
literally
neighborhood.
gang members, because it was old hood that the white people like fled, and then the black people moved in,
And then they come back and gentrify it.
and then they make it really
they
expensive,
they let it lower,
and then they
they
just
buy them. Yeah,
and then it just goes right back up, and
I
like
saw a lot of that.
it's
I saw a lot of gentrification.
it's crazy, but I mean, it does help the neighborhood a little bit, but also hurts the
It's
most
like, where do
affected.
you go? Yeah, I mean that's happening here
It is.
in a way.
It's happening everywhere, dude. There's fucking homeless people. There's homeless people that are 65 and 70 in like Dallas
Oh,
and like
sad,
all over the place. It's happening to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's really sad when you go to like a fast food place.
And
or,
it's
like
a
a fucking retail place.
60-year-old dude.
You're like, dude, this sucks.
I'm working with a guy who's working 2 jobs, 70 hours a week for like 20 years. And he's just now quitting one of his jobs.
We're not built to do that.
I'm
We're
like,
not
how the
built for that,
fuck
dude.
do you? I'm like, how did like every time he says it to me, I can't imagine.
It's hard to comprehend that, dude.
Cause I'm doing 40. That's almost another full-time job.
Like I consider myself a hard worker, but like I don't want to push myself to the bone. You know, I don't want to be brittle.
Imagine
and,
70 hours a week.
doing
for-
what?
He he worked at the TV station, being like an engineer or something, and then he works at electronics.
I bet he got paid really fucking good though, dude. All that overtime.
I asked him and he didn't really. He's like, dude, they haven't really broken down the severance with me yet. So I'm like, because I think he's been at Walmart.
It sounds like he got fucked over, dude.
I think he's been at Walmart like 15 years, 20 years, plus at the station or whatever. And I'm just like, damn, dude, you got way
You got
more
fucked
grind than
over,
me, dude.
dude.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, good. I'm glad you're focusing on the one because
Livable wages.
livable, but realistic at the same time. It's fucking.
Livable but realistic is Morgan's word of the day, his phrase of the day.
Don't fuck the small businesses either,
Yeah, true.
because
That seems to be a running theme. It seems like everything's getting gobbled up.
because you got Amazon, Walmart. Like think of the mobile carriers.
It's kind of crazy, dude. It's
You have
like
3 major mobile carriers.
it's
in
like
the
our
US,
system is like an upside down pyramid,
and it's all
and then
just
it all
falling.
just reaches.
It's
a point,
opposite
dude.
of trickle down.
Yeah,
It's going up. It's going up to the people, up to the top, and
and then they move all their money to these offshore bank accounts. They're all on islands, dude.
I mean the loopholes are
fucked.
there. You can use them too.
I
Just
remember
because they're
hearing that,
using
like,
them doesn't mean you can't. Though.
Yeah, for real. I remember hearing that like what companies will do is they'll base their business out of a different country. I've heard that that's a tactic that gets used.
Another thing they do is a lot of places will incorporate in Delaware because there's a law in Delaware that you can't sue the board members.
Really?
Yeah.
So Delaware's probably got hella.
It's a lot of case law, so there's a lot of corporations in Delaware, and
Yeah.
just mainly because of that, because you can't sue like the CEO over something
So
that
it's
the organization did.
Delaware is the promised land.
It's the safety net for at least you. Maybe not your company if that gets sued, but you won't be able to be sued. Like you'll notice that a lot. You'll look at like places will start in like Colorado or some other place, and then when they finally get big enough, they incorporate in Delaware. I don't know. I think it's just because of the amount of case law, and it's the loopholes are there. So it's like if they're there, use them. Like I don't know. If they're there, use them. Try to fix them, I guess, but I don't know. So how's the hotel, dude? What hap-
Ray-Bans.
What?
Ray-Bans.
Oh, the Ray-Bans? Oh, yeah, dude. You gotta get those.
I won't. Someone flushed a pair of Ray-Bans down the toilet like a week or so ago, and
Just gotta go get
I've
them.
been getting complaints about this toilet not flushing right, so I continually go there. I think I unclog it, and then a couple hours later they're like, bro, it's fucked up again. And I just thought the dude that was, I'm a piece of shit. There was a dude there, he's really cool, and I thought this dude just kept taking monster shits. I thought he was using.
Was it like in a room or?
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
this guy
okay.
was using like an uncomfortable amount of toilet paper.
Well, you hotels don't provide fucking like little fucking.
Yeah, so I kept unclogging it, and then it just got fucked. It just got so fucked up, and I was like, I need to take this toilet out. Like the drain snake wasn't working, nothing was working, and took it out, fucked around with it for a while, a long time, and then fucking shine a light in there. Sure as shit, there's a pair of Ray-Bans stuck in it. I couldn't
So
get them out.
You can't.
Dude, they were wedged in there. So like, if you look at the fucking toilet, literally it just goes like this, that, and then it's a squiggly line, and the fucking Ray-Bans were stuck like this. They were wedged in there, dude. There was no moving them. I tried so many different tools, and then I was like, I'm just buying a new toilet.
The Ray-Bans were probably more than that damn toilet.
I know they were. That's the fucked up part. Like,
Hey, we know they're good now though. They can make it through fucking flush.
they're
They can
sturdy,
go down.
dude. I had a fucking chisel. I was beating them with the chisel, and I was like,
Did you just break them or something?
no, I was going to, but I was like, I'm gonna break this toilet. And I got upset. Like, I'm just gonna buy a whole new toilet. This sucks.
So the Ray-Bans are still in the pipe.
Dude, I threw that shit in the dumpster.
It's
That's the
okay,
toilet. Yeah, I
it's
threw the
stuck
whole
in
fucking
toilet.
thing. Yeah, I threw the whole bowl
Fuck,
in the dumpster. I don't give a fuck. But it's good. It's a lot. I was working hard yesterday. I've been clocking a lot of overtime.
And then you got like a fucking rock through a window or some shit. Like what happened there?
I don't know. We had this.
My gang of homeless dude. They fucking
Yeah,
ran up
we
on
had
you.
we had an abandoned car in the lot, and we called it in. It got taken away.
Oh.
It sat for like a week and a half, but the day it got taken away that night, someone threw a rock through the window.
Oh, so
It's not like it's not hard to figure out what happened. The dude was probably like, "You took my fucking car."
that was his house. That's not his car, dude. That's his house.
Probably.
That was probably his fucking house, dude. He's like, I don't got 500. Well, it's probably like 800
I mean, I feel
bucks.
bad about it, dude, but we got a fucking parking lot to fill.
There's no way that your hotel's full.
Yeah. It's summer, dude.
I guess it is that time
Dude,
of year.
well, we got contracts with all these different companies, so they
Oh,
send
yeah,
all their people.
travelers and
Yeah,
shit,
they
yeah.
send all these. Usually, over half the hotels filled with fucking contractors, dude.
I guess that's true.
We've
Yeah.
been maximum occupancy for a while. Like, you can't even get a room right now.
I mean, yeah, it's that time of year, dude. I was trying to get food. Everywhere was fucking busy. Like,
Well, it's summertime, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone's out and about. Everyone's hungry. Everyone's too lazy to cook.
well, dude, I can't cook, so it's like,
You can cook.
well, I could, yeah, I shouldn't say that, but like, I can do basic shit, I guess, but like,
You can make a bowl of cereal. I know you like the cereal.
dude, cereal's fire.
What's your favorite?
That's
do you have a
tough
favorite milk?
question.
Do you have a favorite kind of milk?
It's 2% milk because
I
it's
can get
not.
down with 2%.
Whole milk, it's too like slishy in your fucking mouth and like
I've always liked 2%. Do you like almond milk?
that almond milk's worse for the fucking environment than fucking cow's milk. So
Actually,
it is, dude. Do you know how they make almond milk?
I have no idea. I like it. I like
They
almond
get,
milk.
dude. So they get like a huge fucking. I don't know if it's like they get like a huge tank filled with almonds,
Okay.
and then they just run water through it.
Oh,
Gallons
wild.
of water
For real?
to get the whatever the almond juice out of the almonds into the milk and make it like consistent enough to milk. So they just keep running it through and just keep washing
I
the.
bet that's crazy to watch, dude.
We don't got
We
we don't
gotta
got
watch how it's
we don't
made,
got to
dude.
produce. If we had a producer, we could just be like, "Yo,
Yo,
Al-
Jamie,
almond-
show him the almond milk.
almond milk, almond milk, please. I want to see almond milk." But yeah, it's like they use a shit ton of water to make it. So, I mean, we already have the
Huh.
cows.
We already have the cow.
Might as well make the cows get the milk and then kill the cows for the meat, you know? Because that's another thing people are like, the cows, that's part of global warming, but I think they contribute to as much as like cars and shit. So I mean, it is a problem. So just eat more cows.
Eat more cows.
Just eat more cows.
I don't have a horse in this race. I don't know enough about this subject. I do know that you're like not allowed to film on like farms though. I know that's like a federal law. I'm pretty sure. That
Maybe,
they
like-
put into effect not too long ago. You're not allowed to film at like any slaughterhouse or like anywhere where there's like a mass amount of like animals. I'll have to
I mean,
fact check myself.
I could see them doing that, but
I'm pretty sure that went into law like not too long ago. I might be completely fucking wrong.
well, and then another thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to get everyone to go plant based for
I've noticed
protein.
that, yeah.
'Cause-
Do you think fucking monkeypox has something to do with that? Do you have any takes on monkeypox? Is that what it's called?
It's monkeypox, but I guess the way to get it is you have to be like this close to someone with it for like hours.
Aren't they saying you're supposed to get it from meat though, like produce?
Oh, I don't know how you get it. I just know how you can pass it on is by being like this close and being around someone for that amount of hours. But if they know they have monkeypox, they'll have like fucking welts and shit on their arms and
Do you
like.
think it's worse than COVID?
I mean,
So is it just like chicken pox?
I
don't know.
I fucking don't know, dude. I just know it. I don't.
That's a trip, dude.
Isn't it like the cases are in like New York or the East Coast or something?
Yeah, I think they just recently started getting cases here.
Here?
No, not here.
Oh,
but, like,
okay,
in the
yeah. I'm
States,
like,
yeah.
dude, just close the border down and we'll become our own thing and survive on our own. I don't know, cause I'm just it. I don't know.
There's too many people getting sick, dude.
I just. So is that what you heard? It's like a protein thing.
Yeah, someone was saying that too. I don't know who. But I haven't really invested time to look into monkeypox. You know?
I just know you have like it's pretty easy to tell if you got it or
Some wild shit.
and the way to like pass it to someone is you have to basically be like hugging them for like 2-3 hours.
Fair enough.
So or like be basically like this close. So it's like if you
So
really
we
fuck
both
up.
have monkeypox?
Well, I don't have it.
We might have monkeypox.
Were you eating bad meat?
Yes.
Were you eating bad meat?
Yeah, you might want to run. I eat all my meat raw.
Like the Liver King or whatever that
Yeah,
guy's
put
name
ketchup
is.
on it. Ketchup, raw meat.
Hey man, you can't put
I'm on a
respect
strict
on
raw
ketchup.
meat diet. Only elk though.
Only
Only elk and DMT.
and athletic greens.
And athletic
And you
greens,
need
yeah.
athletic greens too. Don't worry about that.
So, have you been keeping up with your hockey? See, I'm just a casual watcher, so I don't know what's
Dude,
going on. You might need to give me a scoop.
my.
Because
Well, like, are you talking like playoffs, or are you just talking about
playoffs.
in
What's
general?
going on
Oh
in the
my.
playoffs? I have no
Avs
idea.
just swept Edmonton. I knew that was gonna fucking happen. Calgary would have at least won a goddamn game. Wild would have taken it to 7. Just saying. Fuck. Oh yeah, and then like, dude, like the Avs, they're like falling apart, but they're such a fucking strong team.
Are they just loaded?
They lost Kadri for an undisclosed amount of time. I don't know if Kemper is coming back or when he's gonna come back because they've been using their backup this series, I think. But I'm just hoping Tampa can fucking take it and get to the finals because they're the only ones who's gonna stop these fucking assholes. The Avs fans are fucking disgusting, dude. They're fucking so dumb. They need to go back up their mountain and fucking get lost. Like,
I don't know.
so
I don't know.
This fucking guy, he's all Blues,
Let's go Blues, dude.
and then the Blues get fucked by the Avs, and he's like, Avs, Avs.
What I'm an agent of chaos. When he tells me, you know, I don't want this team to win, I'm like, let's
He
go
picks
Avs.
them.
Yeah.
Dude, but I'm like, I think Tampa's the only realistic team that can beat the Avs.
Will this be their third in a row?
I'm
Third
okay
Stanley
with
Cup
it.
in a row?
I'm okay with it. I'm fucking fine with
How
it.
did they get so good? What?
So what happened is they got swept by Columbus. Or it was either they got swept by Columbus and then they got like reverse swept, I think, by Columbus again. And then so the first time they got swept was in like the first round and they were the first overall team, President's Trophy, and they got fucking swept by the worst team in the postseason that year. Next season they make it past the first round, get beat again by Columbus, I think, in the second round, and then the next year they won the Stanley Cup. So they just got embarrassed by this shit fucking team in Ohio.
They got tired of being the locale.
You can't, I think Bobrovsky was with Columbus the first year that
Who's Bobrovsky?
he's a really good goalie who plays
Okay.
for the Panthers. He was with them, I think, the first year, but then Columbus beat them again the second year without their fucking all-star goalie. So I think that was really what put it into because after that year, I think they signed Pat Maroon, who won a Stanley Cup with the Blues in 2019, and they've won a Stanley Cup every year since. So Pat Maroon has already won 3 in a row.
Maroon's the guy.
He's won 3 in a row. He has a chance for 4. And I'm just like, that's insane.
How old is he? Is he like younger?
You remember Ryan Reeves?
Yes.
He's like a better Ryan Reeves. He's a little better Ryan Reeves, a little bigger. There's this one goal, the fucking puck was right here. Maroon just went swatted at it, hit it with the middle part of his stick. One bounced and went into the net behind the goalie. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That must have been quite the highlight.
I don't get how he did it, because he went over the goalie, swiped at it, and bounced it, and it went into the net. And I'm just like,
He's
what
lucky,
the fuck
dude.
is this? I'm like, he deserves a 4th one, and the Avs and their fan base deserve nothing. They deserve nothing. Nothing.
Not even like a participation trophy.
They got the Western Conference Championship.
They get that trophy.
That's it. They touched the Art Ross, or not the Art, whatever the fuck you get. So, and that's like bad. That's like bad juju. So hopefully, if Tampa can come back, I like the Rangers, but the Rangers are not. Well,
Has that series started between the Rangers and
the Rangers are actually. It's 2-1, I think, right now.
Really?
So the Rangers are doing. They've been like that Katy Perry song, like Dark Horse or whatever. They've been the dark horse right now, and
Okay.
but I don't think. I feel like if the Rangers make it, it's going to be like Montreal versus Tampa last year, where the Avs are just going to fuck them, and it's not even going to be a series. It's just going to be an easy cup for the Avalanche if the Rangers make it. But the Rangers have been doing really well, so maybe not. Who fucking knows? But let's move on to our teams, because you like the Knights and I like the Wild, and both our teams are fucked.
I don't know what's going on. It's a mob operation in Vegas.
It literally is. They didn't make the playoffs. The first season in their existence, they haven't made the playoffs. They fire their coach.
I thought it was championship season, man.
They fired their coach. Leonard's pissed off at you guys. You don't have Fleury anymore, so it's like, who's going to be your goalie? Vegas tried to trade a dude before the deadline to a team that he had a no trade clause for. So the trade got canceled, and he's like $10 million average a year, which for football terms, that's like a $25 million receiver or something, like some fucking insane amount. So they got stuck with him. And then my team, they got rid of like these two, Parise and Suter.
Parise?
Parise. And
Wild.
it's a weird fucking name. And
yeah, that's cool.
They cut him and Suter, who had this really long deal. But of course, when they signed it, they had this rule that if you cut someone before the end of the long-term deal, you get cap penalties. So we have 2 of them. And then after they signed these contracts, literally like a few months later, the NHL took away that rule that would have given you a cap penalty. So like that, we were stuck in old terms and old rules that we could have probably avoided if we waited.
Damn.
So we have that for the next 4 years. They have that to deal with, and we're probably going to lose some players because of it, because we can't. You just not as much wiggle room.
Damn.
Because of
You ain't got the money like that. You ain't got the money like that. That's the same thing with the Vikings, though, right? Aren't they in cap hell?
Well, dude, NFL's cap is fake. It's not real. It's
No.
not real. It's very much like how the U.S. government deals with its debts. They just push it off.
They're like, this ain't real.
This isn't real. We'll deal with it down
They're just
down the
printing out
road.
IOUs.
They're like, that's all they really do. So, like with the Vikings, they were able to sign Za'Darius Smith, and they backloaded the contract. So it's really cheap the first 2 years. So it's like, well, after the second year of a contract, if it's like 4, the value is not really there anymore because you're gonna have to re-sign them, and depending on if they're good or not, it's gonna cost you a lot. So I feel like the Vikings, depending on how it's going with Smith, might trade him after like the second or third year, so that they avoid the bigger cap hit on their side. And that's what a lot of teams are doing. They're just pushing their problems down the road, or like with Tyreek, they're like the Kansas City. They're like, instead of paying him, they just got rid of him.
Didn't he go to Miami?
He went to fucking Miami.
That's so weird to think about.
And the only reason all these wide receiver stuff has happened is because of Christian Kirk.
Yeah, dude, he really fucked the market, dude. His agent, shout out his agent, dude.
Fucking, he just like, that was probably
He
like the
wasn't
first
missing.
offer. That was probably like the first
he
offer
wasn't
too.
missing. The Jags, I think the Jags have spent the most amount of money
And have
in free
affected
agency.
the pay for positions forever.
Well, and it's like they're paying Christian Kirk like he's a top 5 receiver.
Like, what is like 19 mil?
Yeah, it was some crazy
And he
number. I
had
was
like
looking at the contract, I
800
was like,
some
damn.
yards. He had 800 some yards last year, maybe 900.
It's a lot of money for a guy that's going to get hurt week 3. That's the Jags, dude.
Don't
No,
say
I like
that.
Kirk a lot, but the Jaguars love giving someone
Dude,
a lot of money
He's just
and then
gonna
something
smoke
going
his
wrong.
weed up. He'll be all right.
Has he got busted?
Remember, he
before?
got suspended. I think 2 years ago when he was having that like
He's gonna need to
breakout
smoke
year.
a lot when he's
And-
in Jacksonville.
And then DeAndre Hopkins, he got the PEDs.
That hurts me, dude. That hurts
Oh,
me.
yeah.
He's on my fantasy. I like
we gotta
D-Hop.
do that, dude. We gotta do fantasy again.
We're running out of time. Yeah.
We got people. There's
We do got people.
We got plenty of people. We got people from last year. We got new people.
Damn.
We could put the link out to these people if we really needed more people.
Where do the Vikings go from here? Is there anywhere for them to go? Or do you think they're just kind of like trapped in this hell?
I really wanted Trevor Lawrence, but
Do you think Lawrence is going to be good this year? He was pretty bad last year, but he also played for the fucking Jags.
and he played for Urban Meyer, so that
Absolute shit show.
That's terrible. The Vikings, dude. Aaron Rodgers still being in the division really fucking sucks, but Adams did leave, so he doesn't have a weapon.
I think the Bears might be good this year, dude. Their defense might be locked.
They're
down.
ranked worse than the Lions right now.
I don't believe it. I think that one coach from Indy is gonna Eberflus
No.
is gonna dude. Eberflus is a beast. He's been making top 10 defenses.
Lions
his
are
whole
going to
career.
finish above the Bears this year.
I could see the Lions getting like 6 wins, 7 wins.
So you're the AFC South. I'm the NFC North. What do you rank what you think that your division's going to be, and then we
So
can
there's 17
switch.
games.
Yeah. And you got the Jags. Obviously, your team, the Colts. Who?
Titans and Texans.
Yeah.
I
like fuck.
think the Colts will be top of the division at 11-6.
Maybe.
Because when we had Philip
11
Rivers
and
in-
6 though.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this
continue.
year with Wentz, we were pretty close. We were like 1 game away. So I think
But he-
11-6 is pretty realistic.
My boy wins.
It's like the Philip Rivers experiment all over again, but Matt Ryan, he's way less likely to throw those 50-50 balls. The problem with Philip Rivers is when Philip Rivers panics, he sees a guy in double coverage and he says, fuck it, he's good, and throws it. Okay? That's the problem that has cursed Philip Rivers. Every fucking big game Philip Rivers ever had, he would put up these monster numbers, right? 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, okay? That was
Hey,
Philip Rivers'
one.
go-to every time.
One.
Every
One for
time,
one.
every time he'd be like, I got that motherfucker deep. And he would
Oh.
just, boom. Vincent Jackson, Keenan Allen, dude. Antonio Gates, fucking Michael Pittman, dude. Every time Philip Rivers has a big moment, he says, let's see where it goes. And does that weird-ass sidearm fucking thing he does, right? The thing with Matt Ryan is he's way more consistent, and he doesn't do the Philip Rivers bullshit, okay? He's a lot more efficient.
But do you think his ways in Atlanta will follow him? You know,
What do you mean?
23-3 or whatever the fucking score was.
Oh,
before
28-3? No.
20 yeah.
No.
Because that kind of after
Nope,
that,
no,
that
sir.
kind of haunted not only Matt Ryan but
Mhm.
like the Atlanta.
No, I think 11-6, and I think the Colts I think they have a chance.
Do they win in Jacksonville?
I think
do
it'll
they
be.
win
I
in
think. I
Jacksonville?
think they'll be 1-1.
With
think-
Jacksonville?
I don't think they're gonna win in Jacksonville. I think they'll win in Indy though.
Well, y'all did that last year too, and that was the worst thing y'all could have done.
Yeah, I think so. The Colts will probably be like 11-6.
So they're first.
Followed by the Titans. I think the Titans will be 10-7.
Damn. Okay. So they're probably Texans and the Jags.
Yeah, I think Texans and the Jags will both have losing records. I do like Davis Mills a lot though.
Who?
He's the rookie that played for the Texans. He was the one where he'd have a really good game and then a really shitty game. So it was really hard to tell if he was good. It was very
Okay.
up and down. But I like Davis Mills. He was balling out on a really shitty team. So I think,
Fair.
I think Texans and Jags will be a bottom. I think the Titans will have some fight in them because Derrick Henry's coming back. They did get rid of AJ Brown though, so that's a huge.
That is because of Christian Kirk, dude. Because of Christian Kirk. Because of that contract.
Because I'm pretty sure the head coach, he was making a big deal about keeping AJ Brown, and then the owner was like, AJ Brown's out.
Too expensive. Gotta go.
Too expensive. He gone.
Gotta go. Do you think that's gonna help the Eagles out? With
I don't know what's going on in Philly.
they seem to like their quarterback out of nowhere.
I think Hurts is going to develop and become a beast easily.
Well, because at first, like Philadelphia didn't seem to like Hurts, and now they seem to.
Who they
finally
got,
trust
dude?
his
They got
ass.
AJ Brown. I think they have Torrey Smith. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think-
I might be bugging. They
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, they got some dudes. I think they still have Miles Sanders. I like Miles Sanders a lot. He just
Running
runs
back?
over fuckers. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're gonna be a fun team to watch. Hurts is really mobile.
true.
He's just gotta stay healthy.
Yeah,
What do you think's gonna happen? There's no way Vikings are taking the division. I just don't believe
fuck
it, dude.
you.
Packers are going fucking
dude.
13-4, dude.
Packers and Vikings are tying for first in the division. I'm just kidding.
Aaron Rodgers he's gonna go. You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna go. He's gonna choke to someone in the playoffs.
Well, Vikings are definitely splitting 1-1
10 and
with
7?
the Packers.
You think 10-7, 11-6?
I could see 10-7. This is Kirk Cousins' prove it year.
Yeah.
With all that guaranteed money, because we got Mond waiting in the back, and then I just don't like how much money he gets guaranteed, Cousins,
Yeah.
because he's not. His prime time stats aren't the best, but overall he's pretty good.
He puts up crazy numbers, dude. Crazy efficient numbers.
But he's only been to the playoffs like 2 out of the 4 seasons he's with us.
Captain Kirk.
Well, all like I've been seeing all these ESPN guys, and they're like, my dark horse MVP candidate is Kirk Cousins, and everyone gives him shit, and I'm like, well, I mean,
It's possible. With the numbers he puts up, dude, it's very possible he gets
we
MVP.
just need to win and do something. Like if we beat the Packers at home,
You'll send a message.
this would be nice. Yeah, that would be a big that'd be a big improvement. But last year Cousins was out that game. I think the Vikings could have beat the Packers at home last season
Probably.
if Cousins wasn't sick.
They're a very hit or miss team.
The last 2 seasons, dude, it's been like within 3 or a loss within 1, or we fucking interception at the end or some stupid shit. Like it's just a struggle. But I'll give the Packers number 1. Because there's 17 games. I would say that they probably have 11-6 or maybe 12-5. I guess. No, not 12-5. No, 11-6. That's definitely the highest they could get. I could see them also going 10-7 or something. I could see the Vikings 10-7 being their top, and then like 9-8. I could see them just dropping the game to the Lions. I don't see them losing to the Bears.
True.
And then I see the Lions at 3rd place, because I feel like they're gonna steal a game from at least one of the 2 top guys. They're probably gonna steal one from the Vikings, maybe from the Packers, at least at home. And They'll be third. The Bears, fuck the Bears. Fuck the Bears. The Bears suck ass. They will be fourth. I feel bad for Justin Fields. He just lost his receiver Cohen or whatever. Or was it Cohen?
I think Cohen's one of the running backs. Are you talking about Robinson?
Yeah, he just lost Robinson, which was Chris Boyd owned him anyway. Whenever they played the Vikings, so I mean, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing. But the division I'm scared of is it the AFC West with like
The
the
Broncos?
Chargers, the
Yeah.
Broncos, the Raiders.
The Chiefs.
Like that
Can't
shit.
forget the Chiefs.
That shit. That division scares. That place
They're gonna
scares
own the
me. dude.
AFC, dude.
I'm scared. That shit's gonna be scary. Dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
They're gonna fucking kill everyone, and we're not ready for it.
Well, any finishing thoughts?
Broncos country, let it ride.
All right.